Hey, it's the podcast guy.
Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's the Sutton Podcast.
And there it is! Sutton United at the GM Vauxhall Conference have put out First Division Coventry City, winners of the FA Cup themselves less than 2 years ago. And what a moment to enjoy for the fans of this Surrey side. They've had their moments before, but never one like this. But the whistle goes down. You like for Sutton United. Sutton United, the National League, are through to the last 16 of the FA Cup. No longer English football's perennial non-league club. A 123-year crescendo reaches a new peak for Sutton United, who are promoted to the Football League for the first time.
Hello and welcome to another episode, a special episode of Sutton United Talk Time on podcast. It's an FA Cup preview / Academy reunion episode. We're in association with Lucky Star Gin. As always, you're all over 18. That's all right. So yes, we're in association with Lucky Star Gin. And if you're a regular listener, welcome back. And if you're a new listener, very, very welcome. I'm your host, Mike. And with me today, we've got Junior and we've got Jack from the current Sutton United first team and former academy players, and we've got Tanne, who is former academy player and in the Farnham first team. Well, almost in the Farnham first team. He's hopping around again. We do love hearing from you, so stay connected. Join the conversations at Sutton Podcast on all social medias, and we're going to jump in because it's actually really good timing. Because not only is it our FA Cup match, the first teams, it's the Youth FA Cup as well. Which I think is next Wednesday against Merstham, the 15th, depending on when you're listening to this, obviously, at Gander Green Lane. Get your tickets and support the boys. For the three of you, we'll start with you, Jack. What's the kind of the biggest FA Cup youth night you can remember? Kind of what's the biggest one? Away days, oppositions, what was it?
I didn't play many Youth Cup games. I didn't think I played in the first one at Sutton, but I think they played Leyton Orient, and I think it was 1-0. We scored in late on in the game, and then they scored to win the game in extra time. I'm not sure if the other boys are playing in that one, but I think they both remember it.
Yeah, Kai, what about you?
Yeah, I was quite lucky at Sutton, to be fair. I got to 2 third rounds. The first year being against Liverpool away, where we did actually lose 6-0. But it was all worth the experience. That was obviously with your likes of Killian and that. And then the year after that, we played Preston at home and lost on penalties, which was gutting, obviously, because if we went one step further, that would have been history for the club. But yeah, I got to 2 third rounds, so I can't complain with that.
Preston one was cold, wasn't it?
Yeah, really cold.
Yeah, I remember being there. It was actually freezing, I think. And Junior, what about yourself?
I think the best would be in my first year. We played Colchester away at their stadium. A lot of our first years played, so I think it was only 2 second years that started. So we was quite a young group. I want to say it was 2-2, and then it was 2-2 in extra time, and then we won, I think, something mad. I think it was like 11-10 on pens or something. Penalties kept going on, and then I think Colchester missed their one, and then we scored. And then played Oxford United away in round 2, and then I think we lost 2-0 there. So yeah, that was a good run.
Yeah, so I love the fact that's a memory for you, but for me that's like 5 minutes ago because I remember.
Yeah.
Following now on Twitter, it's like, oh God, I feel really old. I mean, it is a special competition. Jack flexing, he kind of got into the first team quite quickly, so he didn't have that many of them. But it is a special competition. Why do you think so many players enjoy this competition, and what is it about this competition? Kai, we'll start with you on that one.
Yeah,
the youth cup.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird one. Like, I remember Rick Wellard, obviously he was my coach at the time. He told me the FA Youth Cup would be some of the best nights of your life. I think because it's midweek as well. You know, you get that midweek feeling playing for your, obviously, you're under the first team's name, obviously Sutton, and you're representing them. I think you get that feel of pride. Like, obviously, you get spectators that watch the first team. Like, we got a couple big crowds that I'd never experienced before that. So it was just, I think that feeling of pressure as well. Like, there was a lot of pressure, but like, I don't know. It was just enjoyable playing on a Tuesday night under the lights, I think.
And would that be similar for yourself, Junior? Would the
Yeah,
lights?
I think. Yeah, 100%. I think as well. Like, I think social media properly like boosts youth cups. So I think it gets the competition going. Like, you can see like accounts like Rising Ballers and stuff, like they'll repost like teams doing well in the FA Youth Cup, and like I think people that are playing in that want to inspire to keep going, keep winning in the rounds, keep going. And I think Merstham, a non-league team, last Youth Cup when I think round 4 against Chelsea, and that was like massive for them. So I think, yeah,
Jamie's in Merstham, isn't he? Jamie de Cruz.
Jamie, yeah, he's the first team manager, yeah.
And Jack, what about yourself? Why do you think it seems so special? I know you.
Well, as Junior said, like Merstham got to the round 4 playing against Chelsea. I think you play against boys and teams that you wouldn't normally play against throughout the week, and obviously some boys, maybe in that Chelsea team, might be playing first team, or I mean, I think a few years ago that Ethan Waneri and Miles with Skelly were playing in the Youth Cup against a couple, but now look at them now. They're in the Premier League. I think you get to play against a variety of boys, and it kind of gives you, like as you said, play on first team pitches. Like Junior played on Colchester, and you get to play on pitches and feel like as a professional, so to speak. Obviously, crowds there as well.
I mean, what's it like playing in front of a crowd? Junior, we'll start with you. So these are people now paying money to come and watch you play football. Does that give any extra pressure, or is it something exciting? What's that feel like?
I'd say the only time I don't really notice it, but the only time I did notice it was when I made my debut last year, and I think it was about 3,200 attendance, and I felt a bit of pressure there when I was walking onto the pitch. But as soon as you start playing the first 10 minutes, it sort of goes away, and that. And then, but yeah, it's good though. It's good fun to play in front of big crowd.
And Kai, what's it like first time playing in front of a paying?
Yeah, we've been lucky the last few years. Obviously, Farnham have done well with the social media side, so we've been getting big gates, obviously, for step 3 and step 4. But like Junior said, to be fair, it is like as bad as it sounds. Whatever. As bad as it sounds, like I don't really take notice of the people watching. As bad as that sounds, but of course you're so focused on the game.
That's the way to go. You're focused.
But I think, yeah, especially when you're in a tight game, you obviously you've got like the crowd on your back or the crowd cheering you on. That's when you do feel like a sense of they are just there. They're the ones that are watching you and putting that little bit more pressure on you. So you do get that, but like as footballers, obviously you do have to just kind of ignore that and focus on yourself.
How about you, Jack? When you came on, I think you got very lucky with some of your very early challenges, and it all went very nicely for you. So the crowd was straight behind you. But how does it feel? How were you feeling going up to it?
Obviously, you feel like the nerves, but I think as soon as you step on that pitch, it's like weird. You kind of block it all out. You just don't hear anything until obviously the ball goes out and you hear like a cheer or a goal goes in, and then suddenly it goes quiet or erupts. But I feel like, yeah, you kind of just so focused on the game, so locked in on where the ball is, you don't really take notice until obviously the play comes to a halt.
So you're suggesting that all the things we shout, all those instructions we give you, you guys take no notice of it? That's outrageous. That's the details. You all came through together, obviously at slightly different times. Did you play any games together at the same time? Do you remember any?
I think I played quite a lot with JT. I think, Junior, you must maybe a couple games in my third year.
I think first game of the season against Leyton Orient at home. I think
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
1-0 top corner. Well, you remember that one, boys? You remember that one? Wearing the armband as well. Do you remember that? Yeah, no, that was good, to be fair.
So, apart from yourselves, who were the standout players in those academy sides that you thought were going to go all the way? So we'll start with you, Kai. You've just puffed out your cheeks. Sorry, I thought you
Yeah,
had an
no,
answer.
because there's so many when you're playing with them. Obviously, Killian, he's still playing Football League, so he's the main one that comes to my head straight away. Just his finishing ability, powerful. My year, obviously, you had Roman. I know he had a couple of clubs sniffing around him. Now he's at Dover. He's doing well there. And then you look at these boys, the younger lot, like, well, obviously, I say younger, a couple of years younger than me. Like, where I'd been there for 2 years, I looked at them and I was like, yeah, these boys are decent. There's still boys there now. I think, like, Bobby's there now. Is he still there?
Yeah.
Like, boys like that. Like, when they were kind of like 15, I was like, yeah, they're decent. So, obviously, you got these two playing first team now at Sutton. So, there's been quite a few fruit that have gone through Sutton, and probably more that could have made it. I think when I first went on trial at Sutton, there's a boy called like Declan, and he went to like Aston Villa for like a year. Like, there's players like that you don't really remember as such, but there has been a lot.
Jack, do you think it's a case of the younger players, babies, but they're looking at you guys going, right, we're gonna reach that standard and more. We're gonna be better than those guys. Do you think you sort of spur them on?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like obviously trying to be a role models to them and obviously boost them. But I think nowadays it's like closer the academy to the first team, so they can obviously see what the intensity's like, see what the standards like, and obviously they've got a point to prove as soon as every time they train with us or come in and play. But yeah, definitely, I feel like the standard is definitely getting closer. They're catching up to us a bit. So.
And Junior, what's it like for you when these younger players are coming in? They're more your age, and you got things like Charlie coming on and scoring. What was it, 2 in 3?
2 and 3, yeah, that's it. I think the gap, as JT said, the gap's a lot closer. Like the pathway, there's a strong pathway there, and I think the 19s, there's a few good boys in there that can push the first team, and like Charlie Bell scoring 2 goals in 3 games, like at 18, there's a pathway there, and if you're good enough and you prove yourself in training and matches, there will be a place in the team for you. So it's good.
So, is there anything that the academy coaches at Sutton at the time sort of drilled into you that sort of sticks with you today? Jack, we'll start with you. So, is there anything you were taught by your academy coaches that you're still doing?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely got to be the standards and the discipline. I remember when we first went away, I think it was Ardenney. I think the boys remember it. I think it was we were doing a lot of running. And there was obviously a few late, obviously boys coming in for full-time football, and we got a lot of running as a punishment. But I think the standards and obviously being on time I think they said being 50 minutes early is on time rather than being on time is late. That's the main thing that stuck with me, really.
Guy?
Yeah, probably just a cliche one of just having to work hard. I remember Rick and Ross at the time, we sat down at Cheam and they were just like, your time here will go so quick. And everyone turns a blind eye to it. You're like, yeah, whatever. Like, you're in your first year of your scholar. You're like, no way. Like, I've got ages. And then before you know it, that is up. And if you haven't worked hard enough in that period of time, then you're out the door and you're getting waved goodbye type thing. So the people who always work harder will always get an overlook on the people that don't, I believe. And that is what they said. So that still sticks in my head to this day.
Yeah, I think very, very old, before my time even. Matt Busby, when he was at Manchester United, said everyone gets to work hard. If you work hard, then you're going to beat them on talent. But if they work hard, they're going to beat you on working hard. Junior, how about yourself? Is there anything that sort of sticks in your mind?
I'd say just like the little things, like they would bring in people talking about your diet, sleep, all the things that you wouldn't think are as important, but are really important. And it's the little 1% that when you do play professionally, it's them little 1%, like getting enough sleep, eating well, drinking well. So yeah, just sort of them getting them people in to sort of build up our knowledge on that is really big.
And for those making the leap, I know some of you different times, how different is it playing regularly in the first team? What's the dressing room compare in a first team dressing room as opposed to the academy dressing room? Kai, we'll start with you because obviously your first team dressing room was away from Sutton.
Yeah. It's weird you actually asked that. I literally had this conversation with our coach Jimmy last Tuesday at Epsom, and I was saying, without again coming across, I don't want to be big-headed, but at Sutton I was one of the main figures when I was there, and I go to Farnham, and obviously I'd been there before, but like people don't really respect you. Like, well, I had that respect at Sutton in the youth team, but when I go into a first team environment and you don't really get respected, so you kind of have to. I've kind of had to earn that respect in my last 2.5 years now, and it's just for myself, like respecting that those players that I'm in the change room with have already done it. Like obviously, I know Junior, you played with him last year. Like Bob, he's like obviously been at Dorking at Aldershot. When he's speaking, like I listen to him because he's been there. Like as much knowledge that I think I have, he has that extra bit. So I think it's all about respect when you step into men's football, like knowing your place, and obviously everyone knows you've got that talent, but it's just like I said, that respect between you and the people that have already done it.
And talking of respect, did you see Duns? Say hello to Dundo? No, you
I didn't.
Outrageous.
I said Matt Gray. We played Eastbourne in pre-season. I spoke to him, so that was with
what about yourself, Jack? What about yourself, Jack? What do you find is the sort of the difference between the first team and the dressing room?
As Kai said, it's got to be like the standards that are driven by the older boys. Like they don't take any nonsense. Obviously, if you step out of line, they will turn around and say something. Compared to the youth team, they might just brush past it. And obviously, stepping in, you're young, you're unproven, so you obviously earn the respect of the older boys who have been in the league or experienced, played over 300-400 games, however. But I think it's about standards and obviously everything like that.
And Junior, same question.
Yeah, I'd say it's a lot different. With 18s football, I think it's more like mostly enjoying it, developing, and then you're playing with your mates, sort of thing. But with first team dressing rooms, it's like it is that as well. But there's a lot of things you're playing for points. Whereas under 18s, the points they don't really matter. You're not really playing for anything. So yeah, there's a lot more on the line in changing room. So you could say it's more like serious.
A couple of questions for you, Kai. What's it been like? I mean, you've mentioned at Sutton you were kind of like the big guy. What's it been like since leaving Sutton, finding a new club, and how did the move to Farnham come about?
Yeah, it's a weird one, really. A bit of a negative one. Basically, obviously, I'll come off the back of, like Junior said earlier on, my ankle injury. I had an op, obviously, in my last year at Sutton, and didn't play football, so I had the op in Feb, and literally hadn't played football to the end of the season. And at one point, I was genuinely, hand on my heart, thinking about stopping. The boys at Farnham will know that, thinking about stopping football just for a year to see how I got on. Literally, see if I missed it. Never know, I might not have played again, type thing. But Jono, our gaffer still now, he said, look, come train with us in pre-season. This just to keep ticking over, actually kick a ball again, because I still hadn't kicked a ball. And then trained, and then he was like, what's your thoughts, type things? What are you doing? As they played 2 games, an FA Cup game actually, and a league game, and he was like, look, sign with us and basically see how the season goes. And obviously we went invincible that season, got promoted last season, and we're third in the league now in step 3. So it was probably one of the best decisions of my life to carry on playing football.
And do you make sure everyone knows it's all on you, that success has been entirely down to you?
I'll tell people that. I don't think it's. I think I'm a 0.01% of it, but I'll tell people.
No, make sure everyone knows. Since I've joined, So apart from the titles and cup runs, what have you enjoyed most about playing there?
Obviously, now I've got a load of friends there. The boys have been brilliant. It's been, I think we've still got a core of maybe 10 of us that went there in step 5 and are still there in step 3. So that's been one of the main enjoyments, having that same group. But obviously with Farnham, you get all the media stuff. You've seen the club gets upgraded. I was down there this week, and for the game, I don't know if you're going Saturday. I'd hope so. But like you're away, like stand fans and stuff that's been put in place is just like mental. Like every week I go there and something new's happening. It is a club on the up. I'm not gonna bad word my own club, but it genuinely is a club that's going places, I believe. So that's like surrounding us playing on the pitch it's just everything around it's just positive. So it's hard for me not to have enjoyed it, basically.
And you had an interesting mascot a couple of weeks ago as well. Didn't you?
we did. Crouchy, yeah. I actually blanked him in the changing room. Like genuinely didn't mean to. He's gone to shake my hand, and I've turned around to one of the boys, Dazza, and he's on the physio bench. And as he's put his hand out, I've turned around, and all the boys have gone mental. I've turned around like, what? And he's just shook his own hand. I was like, yeah, that don't happen every day, blanking Crouchy. But yeah, it was a good day for the club. I think 2,200 people or something like that were there. So yeah, brilliant day for the club that was.
Excellent. And lastly, just for you, I do have a message from Rosie. Obviously, we didn't realise you were out injured. So my daughter Rosie's got a message for you. Boo! I think so that's nice. Right, obviously Sutton has got a huge history in the FA Cup. Coming through the academy sides, do we know about it? Is it always there? Is it ever spoken about? The famous sort of games. Jack, we'll start with you. Is it kind of anything you were aware of?
Yeah, obviously we all know about the pie on the bench. I think that's one of the main things. Yeah. But obviously, apart from that, playing against Arsenal and obviously Wimbledon, it's all in around the ground. You can see it. Obviously, the boys are speaking about it. There's obviously added pressure because obviously how successful we've been. And hopefully we can add to that success this year. But yeah, I think boys definitely know. Obviously, I'm not sure about Junior, but we've always been told about the success of the club within the competition.
Junior, is it on your mind? Is it something you were aware of?
Probably a bit younger, but I'd say definitely the grassroots was like quite big. So when I was playing grassroots, like Sutton United were always a top team, like one of the best teams in grassroots. So I think like I knew about them, and obviously I knew that they played in the National League, and I think I was playing grassroots when they got promoted. I was playing on a pitch in the park. I heard. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was a good day.
Oh, so you do listen to the crowd when you're on a pitch.
Yeah.
What about CFK? Do you remember any kind of big moments? I know you guys had your own runs, but did you kind of have it in your mind that Sutton's got FA Cup history?
Yeah, I think, like JT said, I think every time we'd walk out the change room after a Saturday game, sometimes don't actually know what it's called, the bar opposite. You go out the change room. Obviously, you got all the history in that room. So, like you said, you get reminded of it then when you walk through the change room. And like obviously, when a game like this comes about, obviously you boys at Sutton have got the history where us at Farnham, this is the furthest we've been. So it's complete different levels in the FA Cup type thing. We're looking to get into the first round proper for the first ever time, let alone walk the round we're in now. Where Sutton have done that before, and like JT said, they're obviously looking to add to the history of the club as well. So it's a great tie for both of us, both looking to put a positive on the club type thing.
So what was your first reaction, Guy, when the draw was made? I know the second and third was message me to come on doing a podcast. What was the first?
I was actually working. I had my AirPods in, listening to the draw, and my first, literally, again, bad as it probably sounds, I didn't even think of Sutton. Like, I just turned a blind eye to it. I was actually looking at Aldershot. It was like us, Aldershot, Dorking, and obviously you boys left in it at the time. And I was thinking, it's going to be us v Aldershot. Like, it would have been mayhem at Farnham. Like, it would have been absolutely crazy. But then I heard, obviously, Dorking v Aldershot, and I was like, we're one of the last balls. Like, who are we going to get? And there was us at home. We were like, yeah, sweet. Like, we've got a home draw. Like, brilliant. And I was like, and then he was like, Sutton. I was like, no way, we've just got Sutton. I was like, I just didn't expect it. And then my dad texted me, Rick and Ross, actually. I had a conversation with them too. So yeah, it was just I was happy, obviously disappointed I'm not going to be involved, but I'll be there on the pitch, slandering these two if I can.
Yep, that was one of my later questions. I'll ask you. Junior Jack, obviously don't have the connection with the club, but you know Kai's there. Were you excited to be playing a former teammate? Or
Yeah, 100%. I think Kai mentioned as well, Bobby Joe plays for him as well. I was with him when I was on loan at Walton last year. So yeah, good mates with him. So yeah, it would be nice to see him both.
Yeah, Sam, I was looking forward to playing against Kai again, or with Kai again, and dealing with him like I did in training a few times.
that was the question. It's like, Jack and Kai, your roles mean you're going to meet on the pitch. Does playing against a former teammate add any extra spice? And did you want to do a WWE style promo? But Kai's claiming an ankle injury.
Yeah.
So, is there a different preparation for FA Cup matches? Is it a different buzz, or is it just again another game? Jack, we'll start with you.
Obviously, all the boys know it's an FA Cup, but you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself and overthink it. You kind of just go through the week thinking it's obviously a game, and obviously as soon as you step off Friday, you do a pre-match meeting, you go through the team and see who you're playing against. You then it becomes real. And obviously when Saturday comes and you wake up in the morning and you go, oh, it's FA Cup. I could get into the first proper round of the FA Cup here. You know, so I think obviously now the thing is a bit more mellow, but obviously as soon as we step indoors tomorrow, I reckon it'll, it's unbelievable raise.
Yeah. Junior, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think it's just another match. You've got to think of it as another match. I think nothing too different with preparation as if it was a league game. But yeah, I think it would be my first involvement in an FA Cup match because I wasn't in it last year with Sutton or Walton. So yeah, this will be first FA Cup match. So yeah, it's exciting.
And Kai, what about yourself? Is the prep different for FA Cup matches? I know you guys have said it's the furthest you've been, so it's going to be exciting. But
no, nothing different other than it's a 12:30 kickoff, obviously. So we have to be up a little bit earlier. But now the boys are they'll be training tonight in about 20 minutes. Don't send any spies, but training tonight, and then again that's us till Saturday. But honestly, I'm transparent. We're just looking at it as another game. There's not pressure on us as such. So yeah, just we enjoy the occasion type thing. It'll be a good day.
So another question is going to be the 12:30 kickoff. I think someone's got to back me up on this because I think it could make a difference. Do you think it'll make a difference to your players, Kai? Do you think anyone's going to be like thrown off by the early kickoff, their meal preps and so on?
Oh, I don't know. My best mate Dino, he plays for us obviously as well. Honestly, I don't think it would phase him. Like he has a Red Bull and a pasta pot before a game. So I mean, he'd probably do the same thing at 8 o'clock. But I think that's the time we used to kick off when we were at Sutton at the youth level. I think everyone's been there and done it at them times. So you just wake up them couple hours early, and then hopefully the boys get to sleep, aren't too excited. And like I said, hopefully it's a good day for us. Better day for us, actually, let's say.
And Junior and Jack, I didn't even think of the youth football kicking off that early, but we've had a couple early kickoffs this year, some of them quite far away. Do you think it's going to make a difference? Does it change your prep? We'll start with you, Junior.
No, I don't. I think it'll be all right. You saying Altrincham? I think it was Altrincham 12:30. So we've had it before, so I think it'll be all right.
Jack, you're my last hope. Just say yes. It's going to make a massive difference.
No, I think I prefer an early kickoff. So I don't know about the other boys, but I feel more up for it rather than waiting around all day. I think I'll go and wake up and I know exactly what I'm going to do, and can get to the game straight away. And obviously, hopefully, have a better day than what Kai was on about.
I'll tell you all now, Andy Kay would be delighted because I said this to him on the last podcast. I could make a difference, and he was like, "It's not going to make any difference." And I was like, "No, it will." So he's delighted now. Thanks for that. How important is the crowd going to be? I mean, Kai, it's obviously a home game. You've said obviously you've had a few big crowds there before. The away end, I think we're almost sold out. I think we may have even asked for more. How important is the crowd going to be in this game from your point of view?
Obviously from our point of view, it would be big. Obviously getting behind us, even though earlier I said we don't take any notice of them. Obviously on an FA Cup day, it might be slightly different when you do walk out the tunnel as such and you see a packed out ground. You do take that in and you do know obviously majority of the people there are supporting you, being the home tie. But like I said, as soon as the whistle goes at the beginning of the game, you are just focused on your job that you've been told to do, and it's one of them where you just hope by the end of the 90 minutes that it's all gone to plan.
Yeah, Jack, what about yourself? How do you think I think it's 550-ish people going to be there for Sutton, pink hats and everything. How do you feel like it's going to make a difference for you guys?
Yeah, definitely be cheering us. So I think the away sport this year has been unbelievable. Definitely helped us through those away days. But yeah, they're cheering us up, getting the boys going. I think it's a tough place, obviously going to be packed out. Obviously supporting the Farnham boys, but I think be definitely help us get up for the game. Hopefully get an early goal, get us cheering more.
And Junior, what about yourself? What do you feel about the crowd?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good crowd. Obviously, I think Farnham's got a big social media following and stuff. I think every footballer, sort of every match they play, they want to play in front of a big crowd. It's always better when there's a big crowd atmosphere. So, yeah, looking forward to it. And yeah, it should be a good day.
Excellent. Now, Kai, I was going to say, if you're winning by a goal and there's a corner coming in the last minute, would it cross your mind to just slip it into the net so you get to play at Gander Green Lane? But obviously, I can't ask that question.
How much
we're going to wrap up. Final message for the fans. So, Kai, speaking to your fans, speaking to Sutton fans, what's your message for the fans ahead of the FA Cup this weekend?
Yeah, bit what like JT just said about obviously your fans. The fans have been brilliant for us this year. Obviously, travelling to places like Dorchester, where it was 3.5 hours, got us through that with 10 men, ended up winning 3-1. Just the same again this Saturday. Obviously, a huge game for the club. Chance to make even more history again against obviously a top team, Sutton. So don't be disappointed if things don't go away, but if things do go away, we'll have a big party in town.
Well, it's win or lose, we're on the booze. Junior, what about yourself? What's your message for the Sutton fans specifically?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for their support. Support's been excellent. I think after the game, I tried to pop in and speak to a couple of the fans, and yeah, they're really supportive. So yeah, it doesn't go unnoticed, and yeah, hopefully get as many down as possible to Farnham. Yeah, hopefully get to the first round.
And JT?
Keep backing us, keep supporting us, and hopefully they can go on a little FA Cup run with us.
Excellent. Lovely. Well, we're going to wrap up this episode of Sutton Podcasts. As always, we appreciate everyone's attention and feedback. Follow, like, and share at Sutton Podcast on all socials. Subscribe. Thank you to Lucky Star Gin. Thank you to you guys. I know I ambushed you two in the players' bar. And you're going to do this, and you're like, oh, okay. And Kai, thank you for the idea as well. So, hope everyone enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and take care. We will catch up soon. Bye-bye. United!